We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tận thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạt lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Nan Tô Sư Chế Đô Ye Ơ La Hơ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tạng Đắc Tha Tô Già Đà Già La Hà Đê Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Thoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zhao yu wo jin jian wen de shou chi yuan jie Ru Lai Zhe Shi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good non-advisors, Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa Thượng Kinh Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, Kinh Liang Đại sư, sư phụ sang人,各位出家人, 各位善知识, Emitofuo. Hello everyone, thank you all for coming. Today is the 14th of August 2022. We are gathered here to continue investigating the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. It talks about the who's who of the universe. You find out these are the really big shot, the big wigs that are overseeing our universe. They split out in terms of responsibilities throughout the Dharma realm to make sure that things are the way they're supposed to be. We are on slide 626. So we just talked about this is we've been talking about the celestial princes of the sun. They rule over the suns, and so the sutra text says these and others acted as leaders of a countless number of celestial princes of the sun.
如是等而为上首，其数无量。
Just before this text here, we listed out 10 representative leaders of the princes, celestial princes of the sun. But actually, they are actually leaders from a countless number of celestial princes of the sun who were gathered to listen to this lecture of the Avatamsaka Sutra by the Buddha. Countless, 628. And they all cultivated diligently in order to benefit sentient beings and increase the good roots.
皆勤修习，利益众生，增其善根。
Okay, 629, commentary. Okay, what do? How they become princes, celestial princes, heavenly princes of the sun? All of them. This is their Dharma door. This is very important for us to pay attention. This is, you learn so much from how these people became successful, how they succeeded in there and got there, became rulers of the worlds. Okay? And what did they do? They cultivated diligently. Okay? Diligently is a common denominator for all Buddhist practices. We all need to practice vigorously, all of us. Not just them, but all of us as well. As you increase in skill levels, you even have to be more diligent than before. As you improve, next level of diligence will be even more so that you can move on to the next level. Diligence is a key requirement for making progress, in other words. Okay? Do not ever become satisfied and complacent. That's death. Okay? You are in no position to take it easy. And that's unwise. Even the Pure Landers who are expected to go to Pure Land, it's the same thing. Every single Buddhist practitioner must be diligent. Okay, that's the spirit of Buddhism. We're very, very diligent. We don't talk about it. Okay, so they cultivate diligently. What for? In order to benefit sentient beings. Okay, and increase the good roots. So their purpose, they're rulers of the universe because they wanted to benefit sentient beings. Sentient beings are the living beings. They are the beings who have emotions, emotional beings, such as Andres. Would you call him emotional? No, not at all, he says. I'm as cool as a cucumber. Then you really are a vegetable. All sentient beings have emotions. Yes, sir.
Master, Brady and I were talking at lunch, and he wanted me to ask a question on behalf of the both of us.
Both of you, and you happen to be chosen, the chosen one?
Yeah, well,
okay.
He's not here right now, so he asked me to ask.
He's not here right now?
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I guess he asked me. I thought he was going to be gone. Anyways, we were wondering, when we die in this lifetime and after we...
Must we talk about death again? On the same day? This morning I was complaining. By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was complaining the last 2 months. People have been complaining. They've been saying, Master, what are we going to do after you die? And it's not a good thing to talk about. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So when this lifetime, when we die, and we've cultivated all these Buddhist practices, and then in the next lifetime, how do we pick up on where we left off at?
Good question. Very good question. How do you pick up where you left off? How? Dilemma. Okay. Diego, what do you think? Number 6.
Thank you, Master. I think the nature of your blessings will help you pick up.
Nature blessing will help you without any doubt. What about the Pure Lander, the one who's going to the Pure Land? How are they going to pick it up? Huh? How do you pick up where you left off? What do you think? She says, I don't care. Let me just go there first and figure it out.
Con không. Con trước là con mới biết được. Mô Phật Thầy, theo con nghĩ mình chưa tới đó mình không biết cái quán tính mình ra sao đâu. Chừng nào mình tới đó mình mới biết được. Mình phải tu cho đầy đủ ha, mình mới biết chứ mà không có tu đầy đủ không có biết đâu thầy ơi. Dạ, Mô Phật.
Emitofuo Master, I think that when I'm not there yet, so I don't know. However, I don't know where I'm at. So when I can cultivate to that point, I can pick up on my momentum that I left off before.
I had the same exact question. See, people have been brought it up to my attention after I die. How am I going to pick it up where I left off? Should I come back? Should I come back here? Would everything be the same? Master Old Monk, what do you think is going to happen after you die? How do you pick it up where you left off? Don't have a whole lot of time left.
A Di Đà Phật. Con nghe Hòa Thượng Tuyên Bá nói á, mình tu phải có cái nguyện. Mình nguyện mình sẽ làm cái gì? Thì cái nguyện nó dẫn mình đi đầu thai cái đời tới mình sẽ làm cái nguyện đó. Thành ra Hòa Thượng mới nói là cái người tu mà không có nguyện đó không có được. Phải lập cái nguyện. Thì cái nguyện nó sẽ dẫn cho mình. Còn cái người thường của mình á, quý vị ngủ mà quý vị nằm mơ đó, thì cái giấc mơ nó điều khiển quý vị. Tốt hay xấu nó điều khiển trong giấc mơ. Do cái tập khí quý vị làm hàng ngày, nghĩ hàng ngày. Thì khi mình chết cũng là một giấc mơ khác thôi. Cho nên Hòa Thượng mới nói là mình phải có cái nguyện.
Okay.
Emitofuo Master, I've overheard Master YongHua told us to make vow during our cultivation. Because of that vow, it leads us to where we're going to be. So for example, regular people, when they are in the dreamy state, when they sleep, they dream. So that, because of the habit energy, is going to take them to where they are. Similarly, when you pass away without a vow, it's like you're dreaming because of your habit energy. It will lead you to where you are.
Okay, very good. What about the spies? Next, after you die, this one is not that far away either. How are you going to pick up where you left off? Who's going to continue your spying mission? What do you plan to do? You train your sons?
Mô Phật và Thầy, cái đó mình cũng chưa biết, phải phước báo mình làm đầy đủ hết rồi mình mới biết được những cái đó, mà cái phước báo mình không có đủ đó thì mình cũng chưa biết mình đi tới đâu. Rồi mình dù mình bây giờ mình giống bây giờ mình cũng lỡ cỡ rồi, mình cũng nguyện cho con mình để đạt được những cái gì mà mình mong muốn, thì cái nguyện của con như vậy thôi. Mô Phật.
Emitofuo Master, I think that when my blessing is not enough, I don't know where I'm going to be. Only when my blessing is good enough, then I can determine where I would be. However, for now, when I cannot fulfill my mission, I hope that my son can be able to be where I will be expecting them to be.
I see. Okay. What about the younger people, like Lily? What are you going to do after you die to make sure you continue? Jesus. She says, oh, today I'm so busy. Master keeping me so busy. Morning busy, afternoon busy. Number 9.
예, 감사합니다. 저도 이제 나이가 있고 하니까 말씀하시는데 다 동감이 가요. 내 생에 어떻게 해야 내가 좋은 데를 가고 또 태어나면은 어디서 태어나나 그게 저의 이제 하나의 숙제지요.
Very good. Now, don't translate yet. Let me guess. She says she wants to come back and take care of Clark.
그리고 원을 그 욕심이지만은 크게 세우는 게 좋을 것 같아요. 저도 그 욕심으로 욕심을 크게 세워서 그게 욕심이 아닌가 그렇게 생각했는데 내가 그동안 수행한 것, 그 모든 걸 다 내가 지금 짊어지고 있으니까 내 생에도 내가 한 대로 그대로 갈 것 같은 생각이 들어요. 어디로 가든지. 그런데 욕심을 크게 내서 지금 이렇게 좋은 선사를 만났고 좋은 인연을 만났으니까 다음 생에는 아미타 세계로 가고 싶습니다. 제 원은.
Clearly, she has big plans with Clark.
So, Master, thank you very much. I understand.
감사합니다.
Yes, I'm getting older, and I agree. I agree for whatever you just said right now. So it is true. It is my homework that this life I cultivate, and then with this cultivation, where I'm going to end up after I passed away. I think it's important to making a vow, and I understand this could be agreed, but making a great vow is very important. Sometimes I ask myself about making vow if it is just too much or too greedy. But I have been cultivating, and I made a great vow, although it could be greed. But with that great vow, I was able to meet with a good knowing advisor, Master YongHua, and I'm still cultivating. With all this cultivation, hopefully I could carry to the next life, and I make another vow that I will go to Pure Land.
You cannot have both, honey. Either you meet with me or you go to Pure Land. Because there is no guarantee I can make it to the Pure Land. See, after I send all you to the Pure Land, I have no blessings left to go to the Pure Land. Okay, how about you, Anna? What do you think? What is going to happen to you after you die? Have you thought about it? No? Haven't thought about it? Wow. You're still young. Still quite a ways to go. Yeah. But it's usually people don't think about it because they're so far away, or they don't think that it's not pressing of an issue. Actually, for the Buddhists, it could happen anytime. It's called impermanence. We could be hit by a truck. Not that I wish it's going to happen to you, okay? But life is very fragile. It could happen any moment. You better make plans, okay? You have to be ready for it. Okay, you have to think about these important issues. And once you understand it, then you also then think, if that's the case for me, then what do I do about the people I care for? How can I help them prepare for the eventual demise or death? Okay? Okay, very good. Something you learned today. Anyone else? Yes, the old monk here. He has...
A Di Đà Phật. Trong kinh Đức Phật rất là tán thán cái nguyện mà phát Bồ Đề Tâm. Như thầy viết trên đó, very diligent, benefit living in health and increase good root. Cái đó là cái hình thức của phát Bồ Đề Tâm. Tức là nó làm cho con 20 năm con mới làm được, chứ không phải dễ làm đâu. Biết nó vậy đó mà mình nói một cách thành thật từ trong trái tim mình, nó tốn cho con 20 năm con mới làm được. Là con thấy hai mẹ con ngồi ở trong Rangsimo San Jose á, cực kỳ đau khổ, con mới phát được. Thì trong kinh có nói rằng cái người tu á, tại gia xuất gia gì mà không phát Bồ Đề Tâm á, giống như là cày ruộng mà không gieo giống á, không tới đâu hết. Và đặc biệt cái người phát Bồ Đề Tâm rồi đó, thì 10 phương chư Phật sẽ bắt đầu giúp đỡ kẻ đó cho mãn nguyện của họ, không cần biết bao lâu. Mà muốn phát Bồ Đề tâm á, quý vị thấy mình khổ thế nào, chúng sanh khổ thế nào, thì chỉ có thành Phật mới giải quyết được cái khổ của mình với của họ thôi. Còn mình làm cách nào cũng không có được hết á. Mà đối với chúng ta có cái pháp môn là Đức Phật cho mình con đường tắt. Lên trên đó gặp A Di Đà Phật cái đã, Ngài huấn luyện cho mình chắc chắn rồi, mạnh mẽ rồi thì Ngài cho phép xuống thì mình xuống, thì mình làm cái nguyện đó. Còn chưa thì không có vội trở về đây. Nó rất là dễ bị nhiễm. Đó là cái đường tu của con nó như vậy đó. Tức là hồi năm 2005, 06 vậy đó. Thấy 2-3 con ngồi quá đau khổ đi, con phát được. Mà phải mất 20 năm trước mới làm được như vậy. Xin hết.
Emitofuo, Master, in the sutra, the Buddha praised the Bodhi resolve. Bring forth of the Bodhi resolve is to increase your good root, just like Master said in the sutra. It took me 20 years for me to be able to bring forth of this Bodhi resolve sincerely. When I saw a mother and a daughter sitting in San Jose Mall. So in the sutra, it is said that those cultivators, regardless if you are left home or lay person, if you don't bring forth of the Bodhi resolve, it's like cultivating without planting the seed in the proper field. Then you would not harvest what the proper result. Only when you become a Buddha that then you have the ability to help others. Therefore, the Buddha taught us a short way to get to where you want it to be is to go and meet with Amitabha Buddha. Stay with him, cultivate under him until you become better so that he can send you back to this world. And if not, you should stay there still. So it took me 20 years. I started that in 2006 when I saw this mother and daughter in San Jose Mall. That's when I sincerely bring forth a Bodhi resolve.
Okay, very good. Anyone else who'd like to say something? Number 3. Yes.
Mô Phật Thầy, con có cái nguyện vọng vậy mà con suy nghĩ con có nguyện vọng hơi quá lớn không? Con có khi con nguyện xong cũng suy nghĩ mình nói vậy có quá lớn không, có quá tham lam không? Tại có khi con nguyện là con cầu cố gắng cô tu kiếp này cố gắng tu để tới chừng con mà sau này con nhắm mắt con cầu Phật Bồ Tát rước con đi Tây Phương Cực Lạc. Cô cố gắng theo Phật Bồ Tát mà tu tới sau này con mà giả tỷ có thành Phật, con về con độ con cháu của con. Mà con có nguyện vậy mà không biết có quá đáng không, thành ra cái con suy nghĩ chắc con tham lam quá. Nó Đức Phật Bồ Tát nói con còn chưa xong mà con mới lo cho con cháu. Con suy nghĩ vậy mà mình lỡ mình phát nguyện rồi mình có cố gắng mình làm tròn được không vậy đó. Mô Phật Thầy.
Emitofuo, Master, I have a vow like this, but sometimes I think about it over and over again. I don't know if this vow is too big or maybe I'm too greedy for this. My vow is that in this lifetime, I diligently cultivate my best so that when I leave this world, the Buddha and Bodhisattva from Western Bliss Pure Land will come pick me up and send me to the Pure Land so that when I become the Buddha, then I can go back and cross over my son and grandsons, my children and grandchildren. I think the Buddha and the Bodhisattva would tell me that your cultivation, you cannot even take care of yourself. You're now demanding to cross over your next generations. I think that is too much of a vow.
Okay, number 8.
From Apple, a few days ago I was driving. My husband said, "Drive safely. I don't want to be in heaven when I wake up." I said, "You won't be in heaven. You'll be in the Pure Land." I hope I will be in the Pure Land with Master's help. Thank you, Master. By the way, I saw the poster of the Buddha relics collection, and I look forward to returning to California to work with everyone from our temple. I'm in Botswana, and it's 10 p.m. Thank you.
Okay. Good to hear from you. Stay safe, huh? Don't get in trouble. I'm sweating for you. They seem less worried about themselves than I am worried. Okay. 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 That's it? Okay, very good. Yes, 4. 4 is worried we're getting carried away. And so my question is very simple, and yet you make it turn it to be something like a mission impossible.
Master, I'm interested in the process because we all know we come into this world as a neonate, a smooth brain. We don't know anything. We don't have any actions that we're bringing essentially from one existence to the next. So the question is, this lifetime of study and recitation and memory and learning and development of wisdom, it either ends when this body ceases to function, or it continues somehow with some connection to the person in the new life. And that's what I'm interested in, how that comes about. Not just blessings, not just how good of a person you were in the previous life.
Very good, very good. Aren't you glad you asked yourself, because you rely on a younger man, their priorities are different.
Could you say that again? I'm sorry, Master, I didn't.
Aren't you glad you expressed yourself, because you depend on the younger men? Their priorities are different from yours. They say, what's the hurry? Hey, man. There's a sense of urgency for us, yes? Whereas the young people say, okay, yeah, I think about it. Okay? Okay. Good questions. And, it's funny because the Buddhist disciples rarely ask about this, and the monks rarely talk about it. Why not? Because they don't understand, they don't know what to do, and there's not much they can do about it. Okay? So I'm glad you asked the question. It shows you guys have wisdom. This is impressive. Okay? You dare think about these issues. Instead, they just practice blindly. To me, from American perspective, this blind cultivation is nonsense. Yes, 5. The woman who needs a lot of physical exercise.
Mô Phật và Thầy, con có cái nguyện Thầy, con có 3 đứa con đó, Thầy con đó, 3 đứa con bây giờ đứa có gia đình này, 2 đứa không có gia đình ngọ. Cuộc đời của con nó không muốn con có gia đình, không muốn con của con nó không nối giỏi gì hết đó. Miễn mà con phát nguyện cho nó sớm biết tu được Phật Pháp giống như Thầy vậy đó, được đi tu đó, để hết cái kiếp này đó Thầy không nối ở trong thế gian này, dính líu ở thế gian này nữa. Mà con có nguyện gì không biết đúng, con ước mơ, rất là ước mơ.
Okay.
Mà không biết có thành công không, chứ con không muốn có để con có gia đình, có con cháu lôi ghép kiếp này qua kiếp khác, không bao giờ chấm dứt được cái cuộc đời đâu Thầy. Mô Phật.
Emitofuo Master, I have this vow. Is that I have 3 children. 2 of them is not married yet, but I don't want them to establish a family because I don't want them to give birth and then go to continue my lineage for the next generation. I want them to be like you, Master, so that they can cultivate. I don't want anything to deal with this life, for them to deal with this life and drag the next generation of my grandchildren and so on for the next life. I just want them to be done.
Okay. Why do I feel so tired? Okay, very good. Okay, let's talk about this. Everything you do, listening to sutras, walking around reciting Buddha's name, okay, doing ceremonies, do great compassion repentance. What are you doing? You are planting seeds. Every time you cultivate, you are planting the seeds on the ground, on your mind ground. Okay? Your mind ground. This is what happens. All the karmas that you're doing, okay, through cultivation are creating seeds on the ground. So for example, if your children don't cultivate like you, what you can do to help them out, you see how desirable it is for you to plant seeds. Think about it. These seeds will be there forever. Is that clear? So that's why when you plant the seeds and your children cannot cultivate, you plant seeds on their behalf. Okay? You do things that plant seeds for them as well, because the only way for them to reap benefits from Buddhism is to have Buddhist seeds. Is that clear? Why can't they talk about it this directly, like we Americans? The Chinese, you cultivate. It's like, say what? Cultivate? What does cultivating mean? Okay? Cultivation, originally, who cultivates? Farmers cultivate, right? They cultivate the land, they cultivate the farms. So that's why we use the word cultivation too, as a reminder for all of you. Okay, cultivation, our cultivation is planting seeds. That's what we do. Is that clear? That's why cultivated, right here, this word here, is planting seeds. We diligently are planting seeds. You come here, you're planting seeds. What kind of seeds? Whatever seeds your Dharma doors you're practicing, you planted those types of seeds. Whereas, when you plant seeds, the location matters, doesn't it? Yes? Huh? You have to choose where to plant the seeds. So, when you come to our temple, you plant the seeds with American Mahayana. Is that clear? Let's be clear about why we're doing this and what we're doing, first of all. Okay, I need to differentiate it for you, because what you do here is quite different from the Chinese style, if you will. Okay, Chinese is China. Here is America, which includes China. We plan to take over the entire world eventually anyway, and soon have enough children. Never mind, I'm kidding. Don't worry, Koreans. Okay, we plan to first take over North Korea and then South Korea. Just kidding. Uncle Un. Don't get upset. Okay, so you see, we're planting seeds in this field of Mahayana, American Mahayana field, so that in the future, this field here of yours and the seeds here will sprout, okay, in this field. Okay, it turns out, by the way, this field here is also a Buddhist field. So it may sprout somewhere in Thailand, a Hinayana field. Yes, we include it too. It's going to be like Chinese too. You know, the other Chinese side, it's going to be there too. Okay, we don't discriminate. Okay, but your best bet is when you come back to this field, that's where it's the strongest, it's the most robust, and the most fun for you. Americans, we love to have fun. Yes? Okay, so you see, so this, if you've done it already. So in the future, you don't have an American Mahayana field, you happen to have a Hinayana field. You can sprout from there too. However, the plants will not be as good as you were in the proper field. Is it clear? The seeds are there. Okay? They're always there until they sprout. So whatever you do right now has very important consequences down the road. Nothing is lost. That's point number one. So whatever you do, the seeds are there. Is that clear? If you go to the Pure Land, the seeds here can be used in the Pure Land. Except that in the Pure Land, it will sprout a little bit better than here. Okay? All right? Is that clear? The seeds are there. We're creating seeds. Okay? So when you come back to American Mahayana in our world, okay, you will be able to take advantage of this to the utmost. You go to the Pure Land, you take advantage to the utmost as well, by the way. Same thing. Okay? This is like the moon, and the Pure Land is like earth. Okay? This is a relationship. It's the same system. Okay? That's why I insist on telling you that why I call it American Pure Land, because this is different from the other Pure Land, Chinese, Asian Pure Land, because it's not the same as the field in the Western Bliss Pure Land. This is a satellite of the Western Bliss Pure Land. I'm revealing it to you right now. Believe it or not, I don't care if you believe it or not, okay? It's up to you, okay? But the field is very, very important. So the two things, 2 points here. Number one, the seeds, Mahayana seeds, in which field, okay? Okay, so if you plant the seeds here, in this field here, you go to the Pure Land, it will sprout in the Pure Land too. Same exact conditions, even maybe slightly better. Is that clear? When you plant in the Pure Land, where you plant in the Pure Land, you come here to WMT, to Dharma Treasury, okay? It will also grow up very strong, robust as well. Is that clear? That's our connection, relationship. That's how important it is. Okay? This is why here in our temples and our system, American Mahayana system, I keep on stressing you 2 things. Become enlightened now or go to the Pure Land. Now you understand why I keep on stressing that. Okay? If you can make it, become enlightened now. It is a very good place to become enlightened. Very ideally suited to become enlightened. If you can't not make it, you don't have the opportunities or the commitments, too many obstructions, then go to the Pure Land, meaning that what's implied here, plant the seeds to go to the Pure Land, plant the seeds for the Pure Land as well. Is that clear? Does it help? The Chinese is fuzzy. They said, just cultivate, cultivate. I'm very clear with you, okay? I don't mess around. You do it Chinese style, Korean style, fine. Do it your way. But for American, we're very goal-oriented, very clear about where we're going to go, what we are doing, why we're doing this. Is that clear? Yes, 9. Did you have a question or comment?
Thank you, Master. It's a comment. So does that mean that we had planted seeds previously to be able to come here?
Absolutely. The reason that many of you are not offended by my theatrics and and bought into our Pure Land Dharma door, which you notice is quite different from a Chinese Dharma door, because it's the same as Amitabha's. You heard it before from Amitabha's mouth. That's why you're not offended. Or you heard it before from my mouth. Could be my grandson's mouth. I have a lot of children, a lot more than you think. Okay? Is that clear? It makes a huge difference. So, Brady, it's connected to your question. What's going to happen after we do this? Okay? Whatever we do right now has very important implications for the future. I'm the one, because of my American orientation, prefer to point it out to you, okay? The connection between now and the future, okay? And that's why we are very specific when we're setting goals, okay? That's part of the big picture. Whatever you do right now will carry you forth. It's not wasted at all. See, that's what Americans are worried about. What I'm going to do, what's going to happen to me? This is go to waste or what? No, it won't. Okay? Now, next question is, next aspect is, it also depends on, the seats are there, but whether you can access the field or not. Okay? If you fall to the lower realms, then you won't be able to access it as much unless you become a buffalo. And you have to pull the whole, okay, and being whipped by master, hey, cha, faster, cha, or my grandson who rides on your back, cha. Okay? Yeah. So it's important for you, related to that, is that in order for you to benefit from these seeds, make sure you avoid falling to the hells, to the animal realms, and to the hungry ghost realms. If you do, you will not be able to access these seeds for a long, 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 long time. Scaringly long, long time, a lot longer than you imagine. Seriously, you have to take this very seriously. Yes, 8.
From SKY Gu. Master, how do we pull out the seeds planted with deviant dharmas in the past so that only pure Mahayana seeds remain?
I don't know how to help you remove your deviant seeds. What you can do is make sure that you plant overwhelmingly more Mahayana seeds. Okay? It's like we're going to have weeds in our garden. Okay? So what we do, we plant the proper seeds in our gardens. And when those weeds come up, we zap them. It's more fun that way. What are you afraid of? Don't be afraid. I prefer to emphasize on doing the positive things, okay, on solving problems and not being fearful. Okay? I don't cultivate and go through life being fearful. Bring it on is my attitude. Okay? Obstruct me. Give me a hard time. Slander me. Huh? See what's going to happen to you. You get what you deserve. Yes, no.
Master, I was just going to add a comment that the person who asked the question is our artist for our flyers and our banner for the relics.
Okay. Just don't worry about those deviant seeds in the past, okay? What's most important is that I renounce these deviant beliefs. I'm glad that this person asked the question, because before I was tiptoeing around it. Pussyfooting. Pussyfooting, is that the proper word? Pussyfooting around it. because I didn't want to offend such people and just restrain them. And what happened is that those deviant views were never addressed properly. So eventually they fall off. I'm more blunt nowadays. I would tell you those views are deviant, so renounce them. Say, I don't subscribe to this anymore. That's key number one. And number two, inundate your field with the proper seeds. Do Mahayana stuff only. That's it. That's all we have to worry about. Okay? Anything else? Anyone else? Okay? Now, furthermore, okay, one thing you should also realize is that your current level of cultivation matters. Doesn't stop here. Okay? Whatever highest level you are able to maintain right now, maybe you slip back a little bit, like my YongHua disciples. Never mind. That's too cruel. Yeah. Okay? They slip, they regress. Okay? But they can still get up there fairly easily given the proper conditions. Okay? This is the karmic retributions. So with the right karmas, they can regain it. Okay? Whether it's lifetime or future lives. What happened is that your level, highest level cultivation, the high water level mark, okay, is where you can expect to get back to fairly easily. That's why it matters. That's why I keep on stressing to you, do not waste your time. Improve. Improve this level here. Next time, you get up there a lot easily. That's why I can look at you and say, you're not at your fullest potential yet. You can still get up there. Understand? Huh? You forgot, but I can look at you and say, you still more special than you are right now. Please. Yes, Beatles.
So what you're saying is, if you've planted seeds in the past, then you'll automatically gravitate towards the fields and conditions in which the seeds were planted, because you're the plant beginning to sprout.
Not automatic. When you plant the seeds, you have to say, I make the vow to continue this. And that's why the vow is very important. This is a very complex answer. You see, it's not that simple to explain to you. In order for you to continue in the future, you have to make the vow. Say, in the future, I vow that my seeds, my blessings here, okay, I will continue to do this in the future. If you don't make the vow, you're going to go this way, you go that way. But when you make the vow, here's what happens. When you make the vow, you plant seeds. For that to happen, number two, you receive help. You'll be pushed. You'll be nudged. Go this way, don't go that way. Don't go deviant anymore. In your mind, you say, I'm not interested. In the future, when you meet with the deviant Dharma, you say, that looks interesting, but I don't want it. I'll go this way. Because of your vows. And you're being pushed in this direction. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will guide you. For example, once you make it to Western Bliss Pure Land, what's going to happen? Amitabha Buddha will make sure that he will guide you until you become a Buddha. Isn't that wonderful? Shakyamuni Buddha says, I'm out of here, I'm done. I'm dead, leave me alone. Okay? But Amitabha Buddha says, I made a vow that when you come to my Pure Land, you will become a Buddha in one lifetime. So what happens once you're here, wherever you go, I send you to go, whatever happens to you, okay, it's a temporary thing, but you will come back here. I will make sure you come back here and become a Buddha. So you want to save your children, go save your children and come back. Save your children, grandchildren, and come back. You have nothing to worry about. So the bigger the vows, the better. That's why it's okay for you to say, I want to save my children, my grandchildren, their wives, their girlfriends, their what else is important to you? I don't know. Okay? You make vows to save those beings, and Amitabha Buddha, if you go there, will help you accomplish it. Okay? So vows matter. And don't be afraid to make big vows. All right? Yes, Beatles.
Master, I always felt like I'm a musician, and I always felt like very high-level musicianship is built up over numerous different lifetimes, and the way people play music and what type of music they make. There's so many different choices, but sometimes people gravitate towards certain types of music based on their personality, and just I think it has to do with their past karma. So not only is it true that not only our cultivation accumulates over numerous lifetimes, but so does our physical skills.
Yes, of course. If, for example, you have been a great composer in the past, this lifetime you came here, you take on a Beatles body. Okay? But what happens, you have the angry seeds that mature. So what kind of music do you make? Rap music. Very angry musicians. Okay. Okay. Yes, A.
From Apple, what do people do will make them reborn in a particular place like Africa?
Make them born in a particular what?
A particular place like Africa.
Africa? I don't know. I've never been to Africa. So I'm really a little bit clueless. I imagine it has something to do with being liking to hunt. You know, or going on safaris, or what's Idi Amin do? No. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea. Maybe you like to kill people. A lot of genocides there. You know, the Hutus killing what is Rwanda, that genocide in Rwanda. The Hutus killing the Sius, whatever. Okay, so I don't know. To be honest with you, I'd rather not. No, I just say I want to go there. I'm busy. I have work to do. Just like I heard recently, the people moved to Tennessee, some small town Tennessee, because the city gave them $5,000 to move there, free child care. And you can buy a house pretty cheap. I said, not for me. I need the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. Okay? I'm a big city boy, Anna. I don't care what people say. Cultivation to me is about culture. Okay? I don't go anywhere unless they have museums. Okay, big museum, not just teeny tiny ones. All right, where were we? Okay, so you plant the seeds. You what else? You need to be clear about where you plant. Okay, this is very important. People don't talk about it. I want you to be conscious about it, because if you're not careful, you plant the wrong places, you regret it later. Okay? For some reason, by the way, I never planted that many seeds into the Chinese side. For some reason. It's just like, not for me. It's funny, I give more money to the non-Chinese, the Vietnamese, that kind of stuff, than the Chinese ever. It's just like, no. And so the place, the field is very important. The field matters, okay? And make sure you don't fall. You make sure to make the proper vows, okay? And we and the Pure Land is the same branch, okay? Connected by high-speed rail. Huh? But don't tell them that. Okay? Don't let them know. We're very exclusive. Don't think you can just come and say, hey, bring me to the Pure Land. Say, who are you again? Did you plant seeds? Huh? You haven't planted, you don't even get the chance to come. Yes? All right? Does it help? Okay? So your cultivation right now matters. Don't be like the Chinese. They say, I don't care, I want to try my best. No. We have goals. We want to improve, because that is the kind of seeds you are creating that we can reap in the future, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Once you get to this level, each lifetime that you can cultivate, you get this, get here again fairly easily. Is that clear? It makes a huge difference, folks. If you understand that, your time, the time you spend on cultivation, pays off a lot more. See, I hear people, women complaining about the men, say, what are you doing? Come to the temple. You should go out, be out looking for a job or something, make more money, bring more dough home, buy me more things. And the man, they say, okay, honey, don't get so mad. I love you. Be a man. Take a stand, say, hey, I'm planting seeds for the future. Okay? While I still can, while I still have a chance, let me work on planting the seeds so that in the future I will benefit from it. The seeds you plant never go to waste. This is my personal promise to you. I do not want to waste my time, nor your time. And that's why I keep on differentiating Chinese and American and so forth, for you to understand there's a difference in the seed quality. It's different. Okay? It's not advertising, it's not BS. There's a difference, that's why we need to point out to you. We don't want to mislead you. Before I said, go over there and plant the seeds there. Now I'm saying, you can plant them here. Okay? We may be smaller, but they're high quality. Okay? Did I cover everything? All the questions, comments? Yes, 9?
Excuse me, Master. I want to be really specific. My kids, I would like to plant seeds on their behalf, for them.
Yes.
In Mahayana.
Yes.
So during my cultivation, I'm just trying to think of what's the best way for me to say that. Would I just say that? Would I say I'd like to use my blessings to plant seeds for my children in Mahayana?
Okay, now we are doing estate planning.
Yes, Master.
Right? I mean, why do you have to wait until you're like Brady's age and worry about leaving what estate to leave to your children and so forth, and grandchildren and so forth? Might as well do estate planning right now.
Yeah, that's what I want to do now.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. How to do, this is Buddhism Estate planning 101. Okay, so how do you plan for your estate? What do you want to leave? Okay, again, think about this. Your children don't cultivate. So what's the best place for the people who don't cultivate? Pure Land, that's it. So regardless of who they are, where the children are, what their colors, skin color, and so forth, it doesn't matter. The best deal for them is when we're here, we look for a good no advisor. Yes? When we are next lifetime, what do? We look for the best good no advisor, who is? Where's the West? Oh, here. Okay? We point to the West. Go there and look for a good no advisor. Amitabha Buddha. Thank you. You see that? So, go west. This is a caption. Okay? Go west. Okay? So, for the people that you really love, you really care, okay? Make provisions. Make sure you make provision for them to go west. I mean this. They don't need to know. You need to plant the seeds for them, the blessings for them to go west. That's all you do. And the seeds and the blessing will take care of them. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Does it help? Why? It just makes me wonder why the Chinese don't teach them that. Why not? Why didn't Master YongHua teach them that? Why do you think? Because I wonder myself. I ask myself, how come my master didn't teach them? Why do I have to tell you? Should I tell you? Or should I like him, not tell you? Why didn't he say so? Anyone? I figure it out. I ask myself the question, should I say it or not? Because I used to defer to the second guy. Okay? I said, I cannot steal his thunder. I don't want to steal his thunder. He's going to blame me. You're trying to be a patriarch. I said, excuse me. I don't think much of patriarchs, by the way. How should I steal your job from you? You ask me, if Master Shio asked me, I wouldn't even say yes. Are you kidding? Just like back then, I want to tell you the story very close to my heart. The two sages in China who cultivated so pure and said, I want to get away from you, museums and music. I want to go to the wilderness and cultivate purity. Okay, because you are too defiled, all of you. Koreans, Americans, of course. Okay, and so forth. And so they went to the wilderness and they know each other and they're so pure. They don't even talk to each other. Okay? So one day the guy, because there's no plumbing in the mountain, so he had to go to the river to have some water. And guess what? Lo and behold, his neighbor was there too. Okay? Watering his buffalo. Bring his buffalo to the river to get water. So they both get there for water. And they say, oh, hi, how are you? Long time no talk. So, oh, yeah, how are you? And he says, what's new? The guy says, oh, I heard something. It's pretty bad. I never heard anything as ikia like this for a long, long time. And he said, what happened? He says, oh, the king of the country sent his ambassador, his emissary, to ask me to come back and become a king. And I was so shocked, okay, that I had to go to the river and wash my ears for a long time. Okay? And the other guy immediately moved his buffalo upstream. He says, I don't want my buffalo to drink your dirty water. How dare you ask me about being patriarch? You kidding me? I'm kidding. Michael, say something. It's shocking to you. Yeah. Okay, do you want to ask something? No? Okay, where were we again? And so that's why I asked myself, how come Master Hsuan never allowed them to do 49-day service? Never allowed them, teach them about this Pure Land thing here, about, of course, he knows more than I do. It's a fact. I'm not kissing up to him. He's dead already. What do I care? Okay? It's too late now to kiss up to him. But the point is that how come he didn't, make it clear? Why don't you become enlightened or go to the Pure Land? Should be clear. Goals in life, so it's no confusion. Okay? Simplified for you, idiots. Yes, Beatles.
Because maybe he already planted the seeds for his students.
As much as he wants to, he cannot plant for his students. The students have to plant themselves. Each generation have to take care of themselves. We are not overprotective at all. Once I'm done, sayonara. You plant your own seeds. Yes, Q&A.
Master, I think you said this before, because his students didn't have enough blessings.
Sort of. Anyone else? It's called integrity. When he says, the spy, number one.
Mô Phật và Thầy, Ngài Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa đó, Thầy cũng độ được những chúng sanh đó, có duyên với có phước với Ngài đó, Thầy Ngài cũng độ rất là nhiều. Rồi tới cái đời sau này đó, Thầy những người đó, Thầy đợi để cái người sau độ. Chứ cái người mà ngày xưa đó giống Ngõ Ngân, biết Ngài có làm những cái gì, còn Ngõ Ngân biết Ngõ Ngân không có cái nhân duyên mà để làm. Bởi vì tới bây giờ mình mới để người kế tiếp làm cho những mới phát tâm, mới có nhân duyên làm cho những người kế tiếp có nhân duyên mới làm được, chứ không có là cũng không có. Mô Phật.
Emitofuo, Master, Venerable Master YongHua only crossover living being who have the condition and blessings, prior condition and blessing with him. So the next generation have to be the next generation taking over. Just like me, Master Goyin here, when I was there with Master YongHua, I don't have enough blessings and condition with him. That's why it took the next generation like you to cross over me. So the next generation have to take care of themselves.
Okay, very good. Number one, why does he allow them to do 49-day service? This is critical for you. When you die, you don't have a 49-day service, you fall. Why does he allow them to save you? Why not? Why not? They're not allowed to do it. Yes.
Master, is it because they don't have enough power to handle the
They
consequence?
can't. That's the bottom line. Master YongHua, like the two hermits, he's very pure. When he says, My temple have 49-day service for you. I'll do 49-day service for you and your parents, and your grandparents, your children, your fetuses and so forth. If you can't, what's going to happen? Their disciples will come to them and say, Master, did my grandparent make it to the Pure Land? Did my mother go to the Pure Land? And you say, you know what? I don't know. Can you say that? I will take your donation. Okay, I will take your donation for the 49-day service, but I don't know where it goes. Then you're better off not taking the donations, because people will start criticizing you. Are you trying to con people here? What kind of Buddhism are you? You are saying that 49-day service is help people go to the Pure Land primarily, okay? And you don't know where they go? Seriously? Big problem. That's why he avoided the problem immediately. He says, after I'm gone, it's not going to happen anymore. So you don't do it. You have plenty of money some elsewhere. My reputation, people are still in love with me, impressed with me. They come and give you money, but you don't have to do this. You don't have to con people. Okay? So that's why you don't do it. Now, the next question is, why didn't he tell his disciples, why don't you teach them become enlightened now or go to the Pure Land? Q&A.
So Master, just to be more specific, so he's not telling them because he doesn't have a solution for them to help them to do that.
Precisely. Because Americans are tough. Unlike you Koreans, unlike you Filipinos, unlike you Chinese people, you're too polite. You say, I'm not going to ask you a question you cannot answer. But we Americans, say, ask, so you want me to become enlightened, eh? How? Can you tell me how? You say, let me think. This is American, by the way. This is how I reacted immediately. I'm very Americanized. I'd say, what's your track record? Have you done it before? If I ask you, are you enlightened, you're not going to answer me. But can I ask you, is any of your disciples enlightened? Since you're not going to answer me about you, can you answer about your disciples? I said, none of mine. I know none of them is inside my disciples. Okay? Americans are tough. You dare say, become enlightened, they're going to ask you immediately, unlike you Asians. How? That sounds good. How? How can I get enlightened? And has it worked before, what you're proposing? Has it worked? Okay? Yes or no, you American pale-faced people? Yeah, I'm looking at you. There aren't many pale faces.
Thank you, Master. Yeah, you've told us that your disciples are enlightened.
I'm speechless. You have to steal thunders from me? And you're my disciple? 出去砍了 pull him out by the feet and chop his head off. Just kidding. I'm violent, but not that violent. Yeah. Okay? So the Americans, they're tough. Unlike, this is why, why I wish if I were then, when Master Sheo was lecturing, I had so many questions. So now you can imagine why I read all the translation. Seriously? Why? How? Why? How? Tell me more. But no one could answer me. It's so annoying to me. I have all these pent-up frustrations. Now I'm spilling out my guts. Okay? So you tell me to become enlightened? How? Does it work? Can you prove it that it works? Okay? Number 2. Okay, so never mind about enlightenment, because I know I don't have time to cultivate like that lady over there. Okay? He said, I have better things to do with my life than cultivation. Come on, man. Okay? So you tell me to go to the Pure Land. How? It's the very question. How dare you tell me to go to Pure Land? So if you told to go to Pure Land, and they come, and that's fine, okay for the Koreans, because they're very polite. They don't dare ask the Sunnis, how? Has anyone been there? To your Dharma, you did 108 offerings for 49 days. I come here every day, okay? I doubt that any of them would have asked Sunim, is my dad there? Has he made it? Koreans never dare ask that, right? It's so Korean. But we are Americans. The Americans, they're insolent. They will ask you, did he make it? Did my wife make it? I want to see her again. See what I mean? The Americans are brutal. And that's why he didn't teach them. Because the Americans, they're supposed to teach Americans. They don't have answers for the American questions. That's why you cannot teach Americans. And that's why what they're doing, these pale-faced people, okay, these people, all of them, is they're planting incredible Mahayana seeds, because only one of them needs to show up, and for me to explain it for all Americans. If no Americans came to our temple at all, if there's no Xianjie at all originally, I will only explain it to the Vietnamese style. See the difference you're making? You are planting so more blessing yet you can ever imagine. It's all these Koreans here come there and we're smiling and laughing them. They ask themselves, why these Americans laughing so loud? This is a temple, man. But because of they're here, we need to translate into Korean for them. See? And that's how the Koreans benefit from it. The same thing in Korea. Okay? Look in Jewel Kong. Okay? Look, the front row. Okay? Is that Hee-young right there? And then the mother next to her, 10 feet away. See? They may not get along, but they still come together to benefit all Koreans. Because they're there, I have to teach, to talk the Dharma as pertinent to Koreans. That's why I'm learning. I'm learning more about Korean culture and how to talk to Koreans. Okay, does it help? Yeah? Good question, okay? And it came from some pale-faced people. Okay, so going back to slide 628, he said that diligently cultivating, when you cultivate, it's not just cultivation, but diligently. This is our trademark. This is what Master Hsuan brought our country. You know that? It's funny because when I first looked into Buddhism, I went to Vietnamese temples because I'm Vietnamese, and then I went to Chinese temples, and And I realized that Master YongHua was the first monk who came to our country and used the word diligent. So they have 4 Qis and Chan Qis and Guanyin Qis and so forth, which is unheard of before. Okay, the Chan Qi is like 14, 16 hours a day for weeks on end, 100 days even. Okay, and it puts so much pressure on the other temples. Until then, meditation and reciting Buddha's name is something pleasant, something fun to do. But Master YongHua put the concept up diligently, because diligently is how we in Mahayana cultivate. That's why I don't call them Chinese Hinayana, but I call them Chinese Mahayana, because they also are very, very diligent. That's remarkable about them. They're very diligent, therefore they are Mahayana. The Mahayana diligence that Master YongHua brought our country, see, is so Mahayana diligence, not Hinayana diligence. It's Mahayana. Is that clear? It's a huge difference. Okay. When you're diligent, it's for a purpose, to benefit sentient beings. Okay? Again, their purpose is to bring benefits to sentient beings. That includes humans, includes animals, includes all beings who have feelings and emotions. If you have emotions, you have feelings, we want to benefit you. Okay? So that's what these people do. And increase their good roots. Okay? So benefit living beings, sentient beings is the general terms, and particular these celestial princes specialize in particular, increase their good roots. Is that clear? So benefit sentient being is the general target audience, but also in particular, how do you benefit them? Increase their good roots. Is that clear? Okay. Question then becomes, begs to be asked, how do you increase your good roots? How? Yes, 6.
By doing the Mahayana practices.
Mahayana practices? What about Hinayana practices? Is that good roots too?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Hinayana practices, what else? Yes?
Catholic practices.
You're deviant. Did I tell you? Do you ever talk about this?
Well, it's better than rap music practices.
Okay, you win me over. Okay, yeah. How do you increase good roots? How do you increase good roots? How? You have to think? It's so obvious. Oh, God. Yes, 6.
By cultivating diligently in order to benefit sentient beings.
Okay, it's a closed loop. Very good. Good roots, yes, 2. How do you increase your good roots? It's so obvious. Daniel just missed the important commentary from the Beatles.
Thank you, Master. Also, dwelling to good knowing advisor.
Very good. What else? How else do you increase your good roots besides cultivating Catholic practices? Such deviant beliefs. Yes?
Planting good seeds.
Planting good seeds. Okay, very good. Grandmama.
Mô Phật Thầy, trồng cái種tử tốt, phát Bồ Đề tâm, thành tâm tu niệm Phật, cúng Phật. Cái đó là phát triển thiện căn của mình rồi đó. Mô Phật Thầy.
Emitofuo, Master, we plan good deeds, bring forth of the Bodhi resolve, and sincerely recite the Buddha name and make offering to the Buddha. I think those will increase your good roots.
Very good. Very good. Anyone else? How do you increase your good roots? 8.
Emily said help others donate.
Help others donate. I love this woman. Policewoman forever. Anyone else? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. Isn't what this slide is saying is that it's the celestial prince's cultivation that's increasing people's good roots?
Yes, but how? How do you increase their good roots?
Because of all the things that the celestial princes do when they cultivate.
Exactly what they do?
Oh yeah, they point to the moon.
They point to the moon. Okay, and that works. Q&A. How do you increase good roots?
Do all kinds of good deeds and then do no evil.
San Jose. Very good. It's right there. What is the matter with you? Good. The key word is good. So you do all sorts of good things. Okay? All sorts of good things. Not just Buddhist good things, but Catholic good things, non-Catholic good things, non-Buddhist good things. Do all sorts of good things. Don't just say, I'm going to do, because remember these celestial princes of the sun, they don't necessarily have people who believe in Buddhism. Right? Buddha Dharma may not be around. Yes, Diego.
Thank you, Master. But the sun princes, they also illuminate the treasures of the mind of the people.
Yes, they do that. They do that too. But the principle of increasing a good root is to increasing the good deeds. Do more good deeds. Don't discriminate. When you do good deeds, don't discriminate. Okay? Don't say, I only do Mahayana good deeds. Okay? When you're given a chance to do good, to help others, it's a good deed. And therefore, you are increasing your good roots. Why do we not tell you that, hey, you should do Mahayana good roots and forget about the non-Mahayana good roots? Why not? Do you know why not? Because I have a big heart. I love Mahayana as well. No Mahayana. Not true. You believe everything I tell you? Oh, good Lord. Don't do that. Okay? Why do we tell you to do all sorts of good deeds, not just Buddhist good, help the Buddhists, but also help the Catholics, help the Protestants, help the non-religious people, help. Why? Yes, 6.
Because Mahayana doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, you don't discriminate. What else? There's a more practical side to it. Yes, 9. Very practical.
Master, because everything is Mahayana.
Everything Mahayana, very good. But that's still Buddhist. And the Catholics get offended by that. The Mormons, the official, what are those people? Muslims get really offended that we are not Buddhists. You hear? I will shoot you to death. Yes, 6. Why?
Thank you, Master. You build good roots so you can have a stronger foundation. You do good deeds to build a stronger foundation so you can reach higher levels of enlightenment.
How disappointing of an answer compared to the last one. Yes, 6.
So you create the habit of doing good deeds?
Are you sure? Yes, Catholic. The Catholic so happy say, yeah, come over and do good deeds in my churches. Yeah, it's 5. Why?
So we could help each other.
Do we need your help, really? Seriously? Does an elephant need help from a buffalo? Just kidding. 7. Why?
Thank you, Master. Is it because you're building virtue and merit and virtue so that you could build your blessing?
Okay. She's a lady. I cannot insult ladies too often. Okay. 4. Why?
To make the world a better place.
I like that. I like that. Very original. So American. They don't even know what they're talking about. The world better place. You know, what does a better world look like? Can you describe it to me like EVs or hydrogen cars or?
Everyone getting along with each other.
Oh my God, I like this guy. He said, all I want before I die is you love each other. Dream on. Q&A.
Master, on behalf of Gulf Forest in general,
Yeah.
To not, because we don't practice discriminating mind.
Discriminating mind, very good. Anyone else? Back there, all the way back.
Master, I think that at first I would discriminate, that I will only make offering to the proper Mahayana once I get to that very high level. When I become not discriminate, then I will start it to do on my own to help everybody.
You think too much. And this guy, that's his weakness all these years. He's always too smart. He's a lot smarter than he thinks he is. And that's his problem. He's too smart for his own good. So he's trying to figure out what's the best way to benefit himself. That's his problem. And it's been several years, I can't tell him that until today. Just cut it out. Q&A. That's greed. Yes. Okay, before you answer, this is the last chance. I don't have all day for you, okay? Let's see how much money I have. Okay. $1 Dogecoin. For the right answer, it's about $1. Okay. Q&A, go ahead.
Because we can, so we do it.
Because we can, therefore we do it. Okay. I know you won't be able to know. Yes, the old monk now wants to jump into the game. Yes, Dogecoin, it wakes him up.
Cái này mình ăn cơm hàng ngày mình cúng đó. Tại chữ Tàu với Anh với đọc lẹ không có thấy. Trong đó cái là sáng nguyện là nguyện bỏ nhất thiết ác, nguyện tu nhất thất thiện, nguyện độ tất cả chúng sanh. Lần nào mình ăn cơm mình có đọc không gì không nghe, không nhớ. Sáng nhiều.
Okay.
Master, during our lunch ceremony, because we recited in Chinese, we read it too fast. That's why we don't understand what is actually see in there. But there's 3 vows that we always say before we eat. Is we vow to cut off all evil. We vow to increase all the good root. We vow to cross over all living beings.
Okay, very good. Now, let me ask the Koreans. The Koreans are so quiet today. Something happening over in Korea? Okay, they like the gloomy kind of thing. Here, listen, let me ask the Koreans. This is pertinent to the Koreans. Why is it you Koreans always discriminate against non-Koreans? Is that true? So, for example, they say, I buy a car, I only buy Korean-made cars. Okay, I remember there's a Japanese monk that we knew when I was at the Master Shinhua's temples, and he said he just went to Hawaii and he rented a car, and his requirement was that it's got to be a Japanese-made car. So I imagine the Koreans do the same thing. They come over here and say, I want to rent a car, it has to be Korean-made. Hyundai, Kia, and so forth. Genesis, and so forth, okay? The point I'm making is this, okay? You have to stop discriminating. You want to help because you don't simply want to help Koreans or Japanese or Vietnamese or Chinese only. Why not? Why not? Apple in Botswana. Why not? This is very important now. Is Apple still awake? Can we reach her? Ask her. Why don't you just want to help Chinese people only? Or Koreans only? Or Vietnamese only? Why not? Apple, answer me. Is she there? Text her, wake her up. It's only 11, 12 o'clock at night over there, so what's the big deal? 12 o'clock, so what? They're on vacation. Let the honey drive tomorrow. Why not? Quickly. Isn't it obvious? I gave you plenty of clues already, 6.
Master, because this is America, from many countries we are one people. We help everyone.
It's still not obvious to you. My clues are terrible, I admit it. Why me, oh Lord? 8.
Because this life you might be Korean, but your past life you could have been Chinese or Vietnamese or...
Catholic.
Plan blessings with everyone to become a Buddha one day?
No. Please stay Catholic. We have enough Buddhas on our own. Conk. Why? This is so obvious. This is such an important lesson for Koreans, for Vietnamese, for Japanese, for, white people, yellow people, you name it. Why? Chinese in particular, yes, 8. Why?
We are all Buddhas.
We are all Buddhas, okay. From who? Cheng Cheng. Stay in Canada. Anyone? Why? Have you been listening to me? I gave you like several clues already. I gave you the answer already. Why? Apple, is she awake or not? 8.
Apple said yes.
Okay, why should you not only give to Chinese people, but it has to be, all sorts of people? Why? Yes.
Emily said the Buddha does not discriminate.
But you're not Buddha. Forget it, Emily. Yes, 8.
Apple said 同情心不分国界.
Too Chinese, darn it! Why you don't get it? Why? Okay, it's not obvious, so let me give it to you. In particular, Apple should have, as of the next 2 weeks, what does she need? African blessings. Is that clear? She's going to need African water, African food, African roads, African soldiers. Get my point? Can she get help from American soldiers? Can she get help from American water? Can she get protection from our policemen? Our policewoman? Huh? Of course not. She needs right now blessings from Africa to be safe and enjoy herself. Do you understand? Without that, she will not make it. Is it clear? Does it make sense to you? This is why we plan all sorts of blessings, because we don't know when we're going to need African blessings, when we're going to need Tibetan blessings, when we're going to need, Catholic blessings, when there will be a nuclear world war number 3 or 4. I don't remember anymore. Is it 4 or 3? 3. Thank you, sir. Okay? And the world is a big, desolate place, and only one Catholic church left. You better have some Catholic blessings. So this is where the Chinese don't understand. If you want to turn everyone into Chinese, when you go to Africa, how are you going to survive in Africa? You see? So that's why when we plan blessing, we plan everything, everywhere, everyone. Because we don't know when we're going to need it. You cannot say, I only plan Mahayana blessings. Because sometimes you need Hinayana blessings. Sometimes you need Catholic blessings, Taliban blessings. All sorts of blessings. This is why we help. We help everyone, not just Buddhists, not just black people and white people. We help everyone. Does it make sense? It's wisdom. This is Buddha's wisdom. He says, just plan. Don't you dare discriminate. Don't you dare just buy only Hyundais or Kias. Buy all kinds of cars. Help all kinds of people. Don't look down upon non-Koreans, non-Vietnamese, non-Chinese, non-white. Right? Because you will need some help of those non-people later in the future. They're the one who's going to give you food to eat when you're hungry. Water to drink when you're thirsty. They could be the firemen who would help save your house. Is that clear? This is why we plan all sorts of blessings without any discrimination. Never mind about because we don't discriminate, we're good people, we're superior people. Yes, we are all those. But also very practical reason. This is why we want them, such people to be Catholic. Because we might need some Catholic people in the future. Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. So what I'm hearing is this is like the same thing as like the Mahayana McDonald's. because America can send McDonald's to Russia, to China, to Africa.
Let me process this. This guy has, he's a Riddler. I mean, every time he opens his mouth, say what?
And everybody loves McDonald's. I mean, at some point they did, So
I hate McDonald's. I never could find anything I like at McDonald's. The fries have meat.
Okay, there's exceptions, of course, everything, but what I'm saying is you can plant Mahayana McDonald's everywhere, and everybody will go.
Let me process that some more. Okay, okay. So very good. So you increase your help people increase good roots. How do you help them increase the good roots? I'm running out of time. Okay, your answer is too slow and too disappointing. How do you help increase the good roots? This is very subtle. Okay, you are encouraged these superior Mahasattvas, they help us increase our good roots. Okay, so how do you get us to increase our good roots? By encouraging us to do good deeds. I'm very practical. I mean, you think I'm kissing up to them, but you say, our building here is a church. Without them, okay? Without them people, we wouldn't have a church. I don't mind secondhand. I don't need to be brand new. I love secondhand goods. Okay? Without those Catholics, you wouldn't have a church here. We wouldn't have Wei Maung Temple. So I have blessings with God Himself. You better believe it. Agree? So in the past, I gave him a church. Yes. I'm the one who built him many churches. You understand now? Huh? Why do you have a church now? Because in the past, I gave him churches. Yes, 5.
This was not a Catholic church, it was a Protestant church.
Protestant church?
Yeah.
It's still under the jurisdiction of God.
Yeah.
When I gave to him, I didn't care whether he's Protestant or Catholic. I'm serious with you. I built churches for him already. That's why I have churches now. Not only one, but 2. And it's going to be 3. Well, the third one will be real tiny. I'm out of money. Is that clear? You understand now? It's so practical for us. Not only because the Dharma is the way we don't discriminate, they're also very extremely practical. We need each other. We cannot say that I only help Koreans, I only help Vietnamese, I only help Chinese. Okay? Like Apple right now, every night says, oh Lord, please, please, please help me, because my YongHua is so far away. Okay? And he's too busy anyway. Right? Okay, very good. Any other things? So you do in order to benefit living beings and increase their good roots. So what they do, the celestial princes of the sun, they help us increase our good roots by encouraging us to do good deeds. And I need to stress this, folks, because this is our phase right now. Until now, okay, until recently, my focus has been to help you cultivate, okay? Plant your seeds, highest quality seeds. However, this next phase, we need to help all sentient beings increase their good roots. How? By doing good deeds, such as a relic display you're putting on right now. Please go, just pay, and just say, hey, I like you, Buddha. It's so cool about these relics thing here. May sound very superficial to you. For them to go in there, many of them will become Buddhists because of that. Okay, so now we're more subtle, that having more projects that is not necessarily so-called cultivation, but could be general interest, excuses for them to come to the temple, to do something. There's nothing wrong with you deciding one day to organize a garbage pickup in Koreatown. Doesn't have under Buddhist thing. Just pick up, go to Korea Sa or Dharma Sa and say, let's organize a thing for the Buddhists to go around Koreatown and pick up the garbage. On the sidewalk. Nothing wrong with that. You see that? So we do things to encourage people to do good deeds. Otherwise, they would not do it. So we need to do things. I need you, all of you, to be creative and open-minded. It doesn't have to be a Buddhist thing. Okay? I started already in San Jose. I said, you guys want to meditate? So we organize hiking trails. We organize hikes. We go and you walk, and you meditate for 5-10 minutes and eat and come back. Okay? That's good roots. Okay? That 5-10 minutes there is good roots. You see that? It doesn't matter. Encourage people to do good deeds. See, the spies, the only thing about my family. No, this is a phase where we need to broaden our heart and help people do good deeds. Is that clear? When you are able to become a good person and have the proper views, then you help others do good, because your help will be the proper way to do good. That's how you have more blessings for yourself. It's not about money, folks. You do that, you're creating tremendous blessings. Okay? You don't need to donate money. You help. Encourage people, do good. Okay then? All right. Go ahead, Q&A.
Thank you, Master. When it comes to family and friends, I kind of debate whether to invite them or not, because if I feel like they're respectful, then I will invite them. But if I'm iffy about that, then I'm worried that they're gonna make offenses. Is it okay if they go anyways? Is it still worth it for them to maybe they might cause offenses?
Not yet. Wait. Okay? No rush. There's time. Okay? There's no hurry. Just wait until you feel right. Don't push the issue. Don't force them. Okay? That's better. Okay, we stop here today. Thank you all. Next time, 6:29.